Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Association of Independent Maryland and DC Schools virtual college fair powered by StriveScan. My name is Sibel. I will be your facilitator for this evening's session. I am super excited to get started. We have some absolutely amazing schools here to tell you a little bit about themselves. And remember, this is just an appetizer session. We have about 45 minutes in this session. So a little bit of a taste of each school or institution or organization here. So please listen up, take some notes, get some contact info to see which one is your main entree. With that said, before we get started, just some housekeeping items. Remember, this is a webinar style format, virtual college fair, so you are muted and your video is turned off. The panelists cannot see or hear you, so you're probably wondering, well, Sibel, how do I ask all the questions that I have? And that in and of itself is a great question. You will check out your Zoom toolbar, and somewhere in the middle of your Zoom toolbar will be a button that says Q&A. You will click on that Q&A button and use that button to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. Now, I stress at any time. We do not have a live Q&A happening at the end with participant questions. So it's really important that you get in any questions that you have throughout the entire session. With that said, if you could do us a favor, it would be great if you can put the school or institution or organization's name within the question so we all know who the question goes to. That would be great. And our panelists and presenters will be answering those, again, via typed up answers throughout the session. Please disregard signing up for more sessions. This is the last session of this particular Association of Independent Maryland and DC Schools virtual college fair, but you can always check out the website for any future dates. But if you want to relive the fun, or maybe mom missed out on tonight, or a friend wants to check out these schools, you all absolutely can do so because all of these sessions are being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/AIMS. With that said, I'd love to get started with our first school. First up, we have University of Mary Washington.
Hi all, thanks so much for having me today. Excited to tell you a little bit about UMW. And with that, let's get started. All right, well, my name is Adam Moore. I'm Assistant Director of Admissions at the University of Mary Washington. Really excited to chat with you a little bit about one of my favorite schools in the country. Little quick facts about UMW. We're located in Fredericksburg, Virginia, so not too bad of a drive from Baltimore. We're smack dab between Richmond and Washington, D.C. So depending on where you are in Baltimore, it's about 90 to 100 miles. I talk by miles just because of that D.C. traffic. It could take 2 hours, it could take 3. So awesome scenery on the way there. So tons of really cool opportunities to check us out, but really awesome opportunities for internships, research based off our location in Fredericksburg, so close to major cities. On campus, about 4,100 undergraduate students, really awesome number, medium-sized school, depending on who you're chatting with. Awesome opportunities to feel connected in the community and also meeting new people on a daily basis. Overall, we have 29 states and 34 countries represented on campus. So while we are one of the Commonwealth of Virginia state schools, we just don't have Virginia residents. That's why I'm here tonight and chatting with you. So really inclusive environment, a really diverse population, which is really exciting for our incoming and current students. So, and as I mentioned, really awesome location for internships and research. So I mentioned the overall size is small to medium. Class sizes are small at UMW. So average is about 19, no grad assistant teaching classes at UMW. All professor-led courses, but we want you to be in the driver's seat of your educational experience. So discussion-based courses are our bread and butter, tons of research opportunities. As you can see in that top left photo, that's the Jepson Science Center. Awesome opportunities to do research right away in a variety of different majors. So we have 3 colleges at the institution: the College of Arts and Sciences, College of Business, and College of Education. So from the humanities to the sciences and everything in between, we probably have what you're looking for. So fantastic College of Business. As I mentioned, that's one of our larger areas on campus, especially with how many offerings within that college. We were founded as a teachers college back in the day. And obviously, like I said, we have beautiful facilities for our science students as well. Some specific majors that of note: historic preservation. We're nationally renowned for that program. If that's an area of interest, Mary Washington's probably the place for you. as I mentioned, education. We have a fantastic 4-year BSN nursing program that a lot of students are interested in, and it's fairly competitive. Not only do we have these awesome majors, tons of minor opportunities as well during your time at Mary Washington. From beyond the classroom, obviously, a large part of your experience will be in the classroom, but an even larger part will be out. So we want to make sure you're getting those opportunities, those real world learning experiences outside the classroom as well. So internships, undergraduate research, that's students on the Rappahannock River right there in our environmental science program, doing some studies. That center photo is study abroad. We have a fantastic opportunity for you to study abroad. Obviously, we love you on campus, but we'd love you to experience a new culture as well. So that's definitely something that we really think is important to grow global learners. And then that community-based engagement is a big one as well. We want to be a part of the Fredericksburg community and are a big part of that. So we want to give back to that community. So if you're interested in service in any capacity, we're an awesome fit for you, most likely. From a student life perspective, 150 plus clubs on campus. You name it, we probably have it. We have everything from the traditional a cappella groups on campus. Student government is fairly large at Mary Washington, all the way to a botany club. If you like plants and that's your thing, awesome, we have a club for you. If you like to play the bagpipe, we have a bagpipe band on campus as well. So we have a really a wide variety of offerings on campus all the time. So definitely not a suitcase campus. Kids are there on the weekends, really enjoying the downtown Fredericksburg area and a number of other vibrant scenes on and off campus. Varsity athletics, we're a Division III school, Capital Athletic Conference. Tons of opportunities to continue to play the sports you love, not only at the Division III level, but also through our club sports as well. Any rugby players out there, we're nationally ranked for rugby. Currently, our men's team is ranked 5th in the country. So if that piques your interest, from a admission standpoint, no rigid formula when reviewing applications, really taking the holistic approach when reviewing applications overall from our side of things. Some filing deadlines, you can see there we do have ED, EA, and regular decision when it comes to filing opportunities. I'd be the first person to read your app, which is super exciting from where you all are coming from. I love to get to know my students, tons of opportunities to connect with me for interview opportunities as well. So that's something I always enjoy doing, is connecting with my students from your area and connecting you with alums as well. So you can see just some what some alums are doing right now, not listed. The head of communications for the PGA Tour is a Mary Washington alum. The assistant general manager of the Kansas City Royals is a Mary Wash alum. One of the major players in the data analytics team with the Atlanta Falcons is a Mary Washington alum. Can you tell I like sports a little bit? But these are just some fantastic opportunities that our students are getting offered because of their experience at Mary Washington. So I really appreciate you taking time. We don't have to go over rankings, but these are some great ways to connect with us on social. Really appreciate the time and look forward to working with you through the process. Thanks so much.
All right, awesome, thank you. If you have any questions for University of Mary Washington, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have Rider University.
Thank you so much. Hopefully all of you can see my screen.
Not yet, Faye. Try again. Go ahead and click on share screen at the bottom.
Okay, how's that?
There we go, awesome. And just get in presentation mode and you are good to go.
Okay, as soon as I find it.
Up at the top right, click on slideshow. Perfect, you are good. I'll start time now.
Okay, you can tell I'm rusty. Hi, everybody. My name is Faye Rappaport, and I'm the regional recruiter for Rider University, and my territory is Maryland, Virginia. I'm very familiar with all of you and where you are. I love coming and visiting your schools. Rider's located in Lawrenceville, New Jersey. We are probably about 3 hours. Adam's right, you can never tell, but we don't have to use the Beltway, at least to get to us. It's a straight shot up 95. Rider is a suburban campus, rather small, 3,600 students. So it keeps the class size down. All right, we have over 70 undergraduate majors, and we have 10 majors that have fifth-year options. We started as a business school in 1865, so business is obviously a very strong major for us, as well as arts and music. That program is quite strong, being close to Philadelphia as well as New York and Broadway. Our kids have lots of opportunities. We also offer the arts and sciences, as well as education. So there's usually a major for everybody. And with our proximity, lots of internships and co-op possibilities. You'll see on this list the plethora of majors that we have. So usually everybody can find something that they're interested in here and then go on from there. Rider University believes in engaged learning. And when we started this years ago, it was 6 credits, and they had to be in either service, collaboration, creative arts, something global such as study abroad, leadership, or hands-on experience like co-ops or internships. Students thought in the beginning that this was going to be a problem. Actually, they far exceed the 6 credits necessary for graduation. 3 years ago, we started the Cranberry Investment, which is, we decided that we were going to do everything we could to guarantee Rider graduates will gain entry-level position into the field that they studied or acceptance into a graduate or professional program within 6 months of graduating. And if that doesn't happen, we will provide you with career coaching. We may even recommend that you come back to campus for additional courses at our cost. There's also the possibility of more internships. We're really focused on you having and getting a good education and then eventually entering the world and being able to take that into the workplace. We're a Division I sports, best known for basketball, probably both men's and women's basketball. I always like to say that we're undefeated in football for over 100 years, and that's because we don't have a team since 100 years ago. But Stella Johnson was the first woman who was recruited 2 years ago into the Women's National Basketball Association. Obviously, we're rather proud of her. The important dates for you to remember are the early action deadline, which is non-binding. We have a trustee scholarship, which is, there are 10 full paid scholarships, and you must apply early action for that, as well as filling out an extra essay. The BFA and the BA in musical theater is the only major that actually, along with acting in film, TV, has a deadline. And that all has to do with the fact that they have to have you apply so that they can set up auditions. We're rolling admissions. So if you don't decide in November, or you don't decide in December, you can apply whenever you want. But we do guarantee that within 6 weeks of applying, you will have an answer from us. January 15th is the preferred deadline. And we say that because we give out money on a first come, first served basis. So we want to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to get as much aid and scholarship as possible. The deadline, the priority deadline for your FAFSA is February 1st, and that's so we can move things along. May 1st is when we hope by then you will have decided where you're going to go and hopefully deposit with us. Just to give you some idea, the average GPA last year was a 3.4. The SATs were an 1120. The ACTs were 22. But wait, there's good news. Rider has been test optional for many years now. So you can apply without your test scores. We don't need them no matter which type of major you're applying for. And it's really a holistic approach when we read your application. We do care what you write in your essay, and we do read your recommendations. So know that when you take the time to do this, we take the time to read what you have to say. I discussed for a minute the scholarships and grants. We have the full paid tuition trustee scholarship. There is also the Norm Brodsky business concept competition, and that is a student full paid in the business department. There's a competition that happens in January. Last year, a student from Maryland, I'm proud to say, actually won the full paid scholarship. And then our scholarships based on your academics, you don't have to do a separate application, are all listed there. I'm going to wrap up now and say to you that I hope that you'll get a chance to come and visit Rider at some point. We have a spring open house in April, and we'd all love to see you there. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Rider University, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have the Catholic University of America.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now. Perfect. Well, welcome. Thank you all for taking some time out of your evening. My name is Kevin Medina. I'm one of the assistant deans of undergraduate admission at Catholic University. And I do read all applications for students in the Baltimore city and surrounding Baltimore area. And we do really like to think of this as the first step for you to write your story here at Catholic University. So a little bit about Catholic U by the numbers. We are a smaller community, about 3,100. We have about 3,100 undergraduate students, about 2,600 graduate and law students. So we do try and keep everything relatively small. About 80% of our students do identify as Catholics. That being said, you do not have to be Catholic to attend the university. We're welcoming of all faiths, backgrounds, race, ethnicities. Currently with students from all 50 states and about 33 different countries spanning the entire globe. We were founded as a research institution. So if you're someone who is interested in research, there is definitely those opportunities for you. Students can start to participate in research as early as their freshman year. And as I mentioned, we do try and keep everything relatively small. Average class size is right around 19 students. And while your classes will be small, we are relatively large in terms of the space we have. We are the largest self-contained campus right in Washington, D.C., sitting on 176 acres of land. This makes us the greenest campus in the city as well. And so thinking about what self-contained means, we are basically in a bubble. All of our academic
Hey, Kevin, I can't hear your audio. Can anyone else hear his audio?
No.
Cannot.
I cannot.
Kevin, yeah, we can't hear your audio. Maybe switch to computer speaker or mic.
Yep.
Okay, I think we can hear you. Try it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfect. Go ahead.
Apologize for that. So let me backtrack for just a moment. But what I was referring to is that we are self-contained. So all of our academic buildings, dorms, athletic fields, performing arts centers are right on our campus. You don't have to drive to any other part of campus. You're not metroing to any other part of campus. But really what the biggest benefit of all of this is that we are obviously right in our nation's capital. And the way that I describe it to students is that we are a metropolitan campus, but only when they want it to be. Our students really do get the best of both worlds, where they can have that fast-paced city lifestyle for their internship, for the events that are going on in the city, for the history and the culture, but they don't have to be surrounded by it 24/7. We are also the only university that actually has a dedicated metro stop right on our campus. You can see here that we sit on the red line. So a very easy trip, about 5 metro stops to get into Center City, and again, enjoy everything that Washington, D.C. has to offer. And obviously your time will not just be spent inside the classroom. We are a very active campus. We have 25 NCAA Division III athletic teams, a wide variety of club sports, intramural leagues, 2 fitness centers, and over 100 different clubs and organizations. On any given week, we have about 40 to 50 events that we're hosting for our students on campus and in the surrounding area, including all of our service opportunities. And so at the undergraduate level, I would say that there's definitely something for everyone. We have 9 schools of study total, and you can see all the 9 schools here, and they make up about 70 different undergraduate majors, anything from nursing to musical theater to our wide variety of business concentrations, a School of Engineering, arts, and our largest overall singular school, our politics program, which for obvious reasons tends to be a very popular program for students wanting to study in Washington, D.C. And any major across any program can study abroad. This does include our nursing students, it includes our engineering students, and students can actually go abroad as early as their freshman year to our Rome campus. So we do have a dedicated Rome campus where students can go as a part of their first year experience once they conclude their freshman year. It's about the first month after you finish and wrap up your freshman classes. So here's a few of the touch points for our application review. As has been mentioned from other universities, we do try and look at every aspect of your application. So your extracurriculars, your transcripts, your GPA, all of those things that you're involved in, you will also automatically be considered for our honors program. 2 points that I do want to emphasize is that we do not have an application fee. So our application is totally free for students to apply. And we are what is called test free. You may also hear test blind as a term. At Catholic University, we do not look at test scores for SAT or ACT whatsoever for any student for both application review and for scholarship review. So it does not play a role, again, whatsoever. We cannot see it. You do not have to worry about sending it in for us, which, again, is a little bit more unique. It's not something you see that often. And you are automatically going to be considered for all of our scholarships. There is no separate application for any of our scholarships. And here you can see just a few of them. Our merit scholarships range from $15,000 to $32,000 a year. We have a parish and a legacy grant, which are $4,000 and $1,000 respectively. And then our Archdiocese scholarship is a full tuition scholarship for our highest achieving students. We do invite students to come to campus and interview for those. But again, it does cover your full tuition over your 4 years. And so thinking about, all of those next step items, we are in the midst of doing high school visits now and in the fall. For those of you who are rising seniors next year, you can participate in interviews. Our application will open up on August 1st, and the first application deadline is November 15th. So we encourage all students to apply. As I mentioned, we do not have an application fee, but definitely stay connected with me and with our counselors. Follow us on our social media, and then look out for all of our great campus events that we're hosting all throughout the spring, the summer, and then open house in the fall. So that wraps up everything on my end, and I look forward to seeing any questions that you all may have.
Awesome, thank you so much. If you have any questions for the Catholic University of America, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have Virginia Military Institute.
All right, thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Mary Shriver. I graduated from VMI in 2014, and I am part of the admission staff at VMI now. So a little bit about VMI. VMI was founded in 1839 in Lexington, Virginia, is the oldest state-supported military college and is now one of 6 senior military colleges. VMI is a pretty small school with about 1,700 students total. So many of you may be familiar with the Naval Academy being in Annapolis. So VMI is very similar to a military academy in the sense that students live in a military environment 24/7. So every single student must live in barracks, wear a uniform, and participate in an ROTC for 4 years. The big difference between VMI and an academy is that you don't have to enter the service after you graduate. However, if you do choose to, then you would go in as a commissioned officer in whichever branch you choose. I'll talk a little bit more about the different ROTC programs. But at VMI, we have Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts degrees in anything from STEM majors to liberal arts. And we are NCAA Division I and have numerous clubs, club sports, and different activities that you might not think of when you think of a military school. So what to expect at VMI? So we're looking for physically fit, honorable young men and women who want the challenge of a military type experience for their college experience. So VMI is known for producing leaders. So that's what we're looking for, and that's what we expect when you come to VMI. So as far as academics at VMI, so you'll see a list of our majors on the slide. We have 14 different academic majors, as I mentioned earlier, everything from math and science to English. Our average class size is going to be no larger than a high school class that you're in now. So pretty small, about 20 students is going to be in your basic freshman biology class. 99% of our faculty hold their PhD. We have a lot of different undergraduate research opportunities, study abroad opportunities, and a 10-to-1 student faculty ratio. I will say from my personal experience, I think the best thing that you get out of VMI in terms of academics is your relationship with your professors. Professors love VMI cadets. They love that they're doing more than the average college student, and they really go out of their way. They go above and beyond to help cadets be successful academically. So ROTC at VMI, as I mentioned before, every single student at VMI, whether they plan to go into the military or not, participates in ROTC. So we have Army, Navy, Air Force, Space Force, and Marine Corps ROTC programs at VMI that students can participate in. But we also have a direct commission into the Coast Guard as well. So though we don't have a Coast Guard program at VMI right now, one, we are trying to get that set up at VMI. That's in progress. But even though we don't have that program currently, you can still commission. So you can commission in any single branch that you want coming out of VMI. And as I said, you would be an officer. And about 50% of the student body does actually pursue the military. And of those students, most of them are on ROTC scholarships. As far as admissions is concerned, our application opens August 1st of your senior year. We have early decision and regular decision. Early decision is binding with a deadline of November 15th, and regular decision deadline is February 1st. However, no matter which one you do, we do technically have rolling admissions. So the earlier you get your application in, the earlier you're going to hear back and get a response from us. So what do we look at when we review applications? We look at academic core strength. So what kind of classes are you taking? Just like the other schools that you've heard previously to me, we're looking at the whole picture. But as far as academics is concerned, we want to see that students are challenging themselves. We also do look at your GPA specifically. And the past 2 years, we have been test optional as well. We're not sure yet what it's going to look like next year, but we're pretty certain that it's going to continue to be test optional. But we still encourage students to take the SAT or ACT if they're able to. That way they have those scores if need be, and that can help with ROTC scholarships as well. So besides the academic piece, we also look at extracurricular activities, leadership positions, physical fitness. We take a look at recommendations, and demonstrated interest in VMI is a big thing. Obviously, VMI is not the normal college experience, and we want students who want this type of experience. So showing us that you're interested is definitely going to help when it comes to admissions. So we do have financial aid, just like any other normal college. Over 80% of the student body receives some sort of financial assistance, whether that be needs-based assistance, ROTC scholarships, athletic scholarships, or merit-based scholarships. So we would love for students to reach out to us. We do have open house programs. We have 6 every year. We're doing virtual and in-person interviews. So we'd love to chat with you all. Another great thing is our Join Inside VMI platform, and we encourage students to join that. You can get on there, talk to current cadets, ask questions, and be involved in different discussions. But you can also fill out a questionnaire and get information that's geared towards you first and foremost when you go on there, so you don't have to sift through our entire website to find things that you're interested in. So I look forward to talking to you all. Thanks.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Virginia Military Institute, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have Randolph-Macon College.
All right, thank you. Can everyone hear me all right?
You are good to go, Miles.
All right. Let me share my screen. All right, hello everyone. My name is Miles Stevens and I'm an admissions counselor for Randolph-Macon College, and the territories I look over are Maryland, DC, and Delaware. So a little bit about Randolph-Macon College. We were founded in 1830 in Boynton, Virginia, but in 1868, that's when we relocated to Ashland, Virginia, where we currently reside. We are a smaller private liberal arts institution, and so our student body is around 1,600 students, with the female to male ratio of 53 to 47. 78 to 22% of our students, 78% comes from the state of Virginia and 22% is from outside of the state of Virginia. Our average classroom size is 16, so you really get that nice one-on-one attention in the classroom. And our classrooms are basically designed more of a discussion-based rather than lecture-based. Our student to faculty ratio is 11 to 1, and we offer 50 plus majors, minors, and pre-professional programs per year. So by us being liberal arts, you do not have to declare your major the moment you step on the campus. You have until the end of your sophomore year to declare your major. We have a nationally ranked career development program, our EDGE Career Center, and we're ranked 13th by the Princeton Review regarding career development. 90% of our graduates are either employed or in graduate school through our career centers. And so these can consist of internships, of course, like I had mentioned, grad school, many different opportunities for you to get that hands-on experience. We offer 100 plus clubs and organizations. And so you have many different opportunities to get involved on our campus. We really want our students to feel as though they're the big fish in the small pond at Randolph-Macon College. We are NCAA Division III, and we compete in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, the ODAC Conference. So we have a really strong athletic program. Our football team is they were ranked 12th in the country. Our men's basketball team were the #1 team in the country, and we are currently the new national champions. So we have the yellow jacket pride. So we're really showing a lot of school spirit on our campus, and we brought back the hardware. We offer Greek life, 13 fraternities and sororities, 14 residence halls, and housing is guaranteed all 4 years. And regarding our RMC application, we are on the Common App, and it is completely free to apply to Randolph-Macon. You do not have to pay a fee whatsoever. We offer early decision, regular decision, early action, and of course, the national deposit deadline is May 1 for us. So early decision, that is binding. And so you will, the deadline for that is November 1st. And then early action, which is non-binding, that deadline is November 15th. Then we have regular decision, which that deadline was March 1, all right? And so we offer merit scholarships and need-based aid for our students. So none of our students have to apply for any of our merit scholarships, okay? And so what we're looking for within your application are your courses and grades within those courses. So your transcripts, your personal statement or essay. So we look at the holistic approach when we are approaching the reading season of your application, okay? So we factor in all aspects, and we have moved into test optional as well. So you do not have to submit your test scores if you do not want to. That is totally fine. But again, we do take in consideration of your courses, your personal statement or essay, your letter of recommendation, and extracurriculars. And then lastly, you have the option to do an interview. That is completely optional. That does not count against you whatsoever, but it gives you the opportunity to meet with your admissions counselor and to really connect with them on a one-on-one basis. So as your admissions counselor, I love to meet with you, and I'm looking forward to doing that. But like I had mentioned with our merit scholarships, all of our applicants are automatically considered. So we have a Dean's Award, Trustees Award, and Presidential. So our Dean's Award grants up to $18,000 to $23,000 per year. Then you have the Trustees Award, which grants up to $23,000 per year. And you're invited to interview for an additional $2,500 towards your financial aid package. Then lastly, you have the Presidential Award, which grants up to $23,000 per year. And you're invited to interview for an additional $2,500 up to full tuition towards your financial aid package. We have the free application for federal student aid, the FAFSA form. And so just for filing the FAFSA form, you will receive an additional $1,000 towards your financial aid package. And that is eligible all 4 years as long as you continue to file the FAFSA form each year. All right. And anytime you have any questions regarding merit scholarships or anything, please feel free to reach out to our financial aid office. They're more than happy to meet with you at any time. That's why they're there. We want to make sure that Randolph-Macon is as affordable as possible, but also meeting the wants and needs for you as well. All right. Oh, let me move forward here. Is it moving for you guys?
Yes.
Okay, there it is. Perfect. And so again, continue to connect with us. We have many different opportunities for you to come meet with campus. We really want you to be on campus and really get that Randolph-Macon College feeling. So we have in-person visits as well. And of course, we're still doing virtual if that works best for you. But we have open houses coming up. We have experience days coming up. And so it's just a really great opportunity for you to come to campus and really continue to meet the Randolph-Macon culture and also connect with me as your admissions counselor. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. But here is my contact information. So if anytime you have any questions, never hesitate to reach out to me as your admissions counselor. I want to make sure that this process is as smooth as possible. And so please feel free to take a picture or anything. I'm always available. Looking forward to meeting with you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions for Randolph-Macon College, please put it in the Q&A. Next up, we have Wake Forest University.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Janessa Dunn, and I'm an Associate Dean of Admissions here at Wake Forest University. I am so happy I have the opportunity to listen to all of my wonderful colleagues, and so I will continue the train here. We are located in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, not Wake Forest, North Carolina. It does exist. And so as you're making your way down to our state, make sure that you're making your way to Winston-Salem. We are a medium-sized university. And so it's important to know that our students are always like to share that it's small enough for you to have your community, but large enough for you to meet people along the way. We are very much a residential campus. And so we guarantee our students all 4 years of a housing experience. We require our students to be on campus for 3 of their 4 years. And of course, our seniors have that option of living on campus if they so choose. But it's also really important to know that our students are coming from all 50 states and around 50 countries on the undergraduate level. And so just as my colleagues mentioned before with some of their students, the same can be applied here at Wake Forest, where students are not going home every weekend. In fact, most students are not from the state of North Carolina. About 80% are not from the state of North Carolina. So they really do find their home away from home here in our city. Winston-Salem is known as the City of Arts and Innovation. We are home to the very first Arts Council in the United States. And so you will find a great variety of film festivals and poetry and writing, and as well as the art of food, if you're a foodie like myself. And so I'm more than happy to share a little bit more about my suggestions later if you want to put those in the Q&A as well. But speaking of the Winston-Salem area, we also have our presence beyond our main campus in the Wake downtown area. And although our students are not are housed in the downtown area, we do want to make sure that they have exposure to Winston-Salem. And so this building is actually a shared space with our School of Medicine, as well as our engineering school and medicinal sciences. It was previously a warehouse here in Winston-Salem, and we have gone through quite a bit of renovation here. We do use the outdoor space, the green space here in our downtown area. Again, food trucks, as well as many community events, not only for us at Wake Forest, but also our neighboring institutions like Winston-Salem State University, Salem College, as well as the UNC School for the Arts, all residential institutions that had students really coming from all over the world. Now, as it relates to Wake Forest in particular, we feel very strongly about the engaged liberal arts. We want students to enjoy the breadth and depth of multiple subjects. And so they have the option of almost 50 majors, about 60 minors. And of course, they have that first year to explore many different areas before making their final decision at some point during their sophomore year with us. Most of our classes are discussion-based. And so we are looking for students who are wanting to engage in thoughtful conversations, sometimes difficult conversations, and sometimes riveting and exciting conversations. And you actually are one of the scholars alongside our faculty members. This is just a list of all of our majors here, but you'll find any range from the world languages to engineering to business, which is one of the top 10 majors on our campus. I can share that we have also been ranked in the top 10 colleges of businesses on the undergraduate level. This is the only school at Wake Forest that does require a separate application process during your second year with us, but that does not mean that it is a selective process. In fact, that mid-rate is just over 80% on a regular basis for our students. We just want to make sure that you're prepared with those prerequisite courses. Now, turning a little bit over beyond the engaged liberal arts, of course, we want you to have those experiences across the liberal arts education, but we want you to be able to apply it. And it's important to know that 100% of our faculty and members are bringing on undergraduate students as a part of their research opportunities. And many times our students are publishing on those levels as well. And so if that is of interest to you, just know that those opportunities are in abundance on our campus, as well as funding opportunities as well. If you're interested in studying abroad, Wake Forest has also been named one of the top institutions in the country in terms of study abroad opportunities for a school that does not require it. And actually in 2019, just right before COVID, over 80% of our students studied abroad. It's important to know as well that the total cost of attendance of attending our institution in Wake Forest is the same as it would be abroad. We also provide grants in terms of round trip tickets going to our study abroad locations. And you'll also find that we have specific areas abroad that are specific to Wake Forest, where we have 3 residences that are Wake Forest owned. One in Venice, Italy on the Grand Canal, another in London, England, and another in Vienna, Austria. And this is one of over 200 opportunities where our students are able to take advantage of embracing that experience. But more than that, we want it to be a part of your academic and personal growth and still graduate within 4 years. And so that's important to us. But again, as I mentioned, going back to campus, we are a residential campus. We want you to take heart in that. And we want you to build community with one another as well. And for us, that could be in the form of community service. That could be a part of our mission, which is Pro Humanitate, which means for humanity, in many different avenues. And so know that that intentionality is very strong for us. You'll also find, again, as an extension of our city's founding in the arts as well, 100% of our students are required to complete a fine arts credit prior to graduation as well. And we feel strongly about your applicability in that area too. But I would be remiss as a Southerner not to say anything about our athletics teams. We are a member of Division I athletics teams with the ACC. This year has been an incredible year for us across many different sports teams. Even though we have been this close to winning our conference championships, we're just super excited and proud that some of our coaches and some of our student athletes have been recognized on the national level. But beyond that, it's important to know that our students or athletes are students first. They're your classmates, they're your roommates, they're not living in a separate residence hall as well. And so it's important to know that that community is there. And to wrap up, I just want to share with you that at Wake Forest, we have been test optional since 2008. And so know that that is continues to be a part of our process, whether that's for admission or merit-based scholarships. And of course, if you're applying for need-based financial aid, you require the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, as well as the CSS profile. But if you have any questions after today, I'll share my information and I look forward to answering any questions. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. If you have any quick questions for Wake Forest University, please put them in the Q&A. Now, with that said, my panelists and presenters, if you would like to come on back via video, that would be fantastic. I love to see your beautiful faces. Thank you so much. Awesome. Now, I do want to thank you all so much for being here. What you do is extremely important, and then you do it with a smile, which makes everyone happy. So thank you so much for being here. My participants, my attendees, thank you so much for joining. What you do by being here is extremely important as well. This is one out of many steps, right? But I did preface this by saying it is an appetizer session. So please make sure you do take down contact information, website information, all that good stuff to follow up with these amazing people from these amazing places. With that said, another amazing thing you can do is after you close out this window, a very quick 5-question survey will appear. The words "very quick" are on your screen for a reason. So please just take a quick second, give us some feedback. We really do appreciate it. Disregard signing up for more sessions. We are all home free after this and have no more sessions. So please make sure to check the StriveScan schedule for anything in the future. But remember, if you are interested in reliving the fun, a recording will be available at strivescan.com/AIMS. With that said, you all, again, thank you so much. And I hope you have a great night. Bye, everybody.